We never planned for it to happen, not in that elevator, not in that building, not while we were both married. But stolen glances became soft smiles. Soft smiles turned into subtle touches. And one moment, one stuck elevator ride, changed everything. That day, when the elevator doors refused to open, was the day our marriages quietly began to fall apart, and a new, dangerous connection started to bloom. To all my loyal subscribers, thank you for riding through every twist and turn with me. Be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss a single moment of these dramatic real-life stories. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join us for more inspiring, heartbreaking, and unforgettable stories like this one. You'd think nothing could happen from a 20-minute elevator delay. But I was wrong. That broken lift cracked open something inside me I didn't know was starving. The next day, I timed it perfectly. I loitered near the elevator like a teenager with a crush. When she walked in, same folders in her arms, same tired look in her eyes, I felt my pulse spike like I'd stolen something. She smiled. Didn't get enough of being stuck with me, she teased. I figured if it happened again, I'd want good company. We both laughed, but something underneath it, God, it was electric. That kind of tension where the air feels too thick. Like heat pressing against your ribs. We started meeting for coffee. Not at first, no. First it was accidental run-ins in the lobby cafe. Then it was coffee on purpose. Then coffee turned into sitting too close. And then came the look. That look. You know the one. The look that says, I'm thinking about you late at night when I shouldn't be. She gave me that look one Thursday. Rain slammed against the cafe window while she stirred her coffee with a shaky spoon. Her hand trembled, so did mine. I don't know what we're doing, she whispered. But it scares the hell out of me. I didn't answer. Because I didn't know either. My wife, Linda, started noticing things. She's not stupid. She'd ask, why are you working late again? I'd say, big client pitch. She'd nod, but something in her eyes changed. The kind of glance a woman gives when she smells another woman's perfume. I was lying now. Regularly. Smoothly. Avalon and I hadn't kissed yet. But we had touched, light grazes, fingers brushing when we passed folders, a hand on a shoulder too long to be friendly. One day in the copy room, she stood behind me, her breath near my neck, and I almost collapsed from wanting her. Then something strange happened. One night, Avalon texted me. Just 2 words. He knows. I stared at the screen, heart pounding. I didn't even realize I was holding my breath. Her husband, Ryan. The ghost figure I never saw but always felt hovering over us. An architect who traveled to Chicago, Atlanta, D.C. Always gone. Always busy. But not blind. I called her. What happened? He found my journal, she whispered. I wrote about you. Jesus. Did he hurt you? No. He didn't say a word. Just looked at me. Quiet. Then he went into the garage. He's been out there for 2 hours. The silence on the phone was unbearable. Avalon, you should go somewhere safe. I don't know what's worse, she said, voice cracking. That he knows, or that he didn't care. He didn't yell. Didn't cry. Just, silence. Like I was nothing. That night, I couldn't breathe. I sat in the dark of my car outside my house, staring at the porch light. Inside was Linda, probably microwaving leftovers and waiting for a husband who was becoming a stranger. I didn't go in for a long time. When I did, she stood in the kitchen, wine in hand, and said, Jack, we haven't had sex in 3 months. I froze. I'm not stupid, she continued. You smile more lately. You wear cologne to work again. You're dressing better. I don't know who she is, but I hope she makes you feel more alive than I ever could. My chest shattered. I wanted to lie. I wanted to hug her. I wanted to cry. But I did none of those things. I just said, I'm tired. Let's talk tomorrow. That night, I dreamed of elevators. Stuck between floors. Between decisions. Between one life and another. Avalon's face was on one side of the door. Linda's on the other. And when the doors opened, there was no one there. It didn't happen in a hotel room. It didn't happen in the back seat of a car. It happened in the stairwell. Gray concrete walls. Faint smell of old coffee and cleaning bleach. Flickering light bulb overhead like a bad crime movie. That was the place I chose to betray my wife with a kiss that still lives on my lips like a brand. The day started normal, whatever normal means when you're walking around with a secret burning a hole in your conscience. Avalon wore navy. Hair pinned up. She barely said a word to me all morning. We passed each other twice, and all I got was a nod. I thought maybe she regretted it all. Until 3:17 p.m. I remember the time because I checked my phone when it buzzed under the table during a meeting. Just one sentence. Meet me in the stairwell. 12th floor. Now. My chest thudded. My ears rang. I left that meeting like I was chasing a fire. When I pushed open the heavy stairwell door, she was already there. Leaning against the wall. Pale, shaking, like she might throw up. I need to know, she whispered. Know what? If you'd still kiss me. Even if it destroys everything. I didn't say a word. I stepped closer. One foot, then another. Her breathing hitched. Her arms hung limp at her sides. She didn't move. She didn't resist. She just waited. And I kissed her. It wasn't soft. It wasn't romantic. It was desperate, clumsy, breathless, reckless. I think my hands were shaking. Hers too. Our teeth clashed. Our mouths didn't know what to do with each other, but our souls, God, they were screaming. When it ended, we just stared at each other. She looked ruined. So did I. We shouldn't have done that, she said, even as she traced her finger along the line of my jaw. I know, I whispered. But neither of us moved. That's when I realized, we'd passed a point of no return. 2 nights later, it got worse. I was at home watching Linda fold laundry. She always folds shirts into perfect little squares. Her face was tired, her lips cracked from the cold. I should have loved her for everything she did, every late-night call she didn't question, every dinner she kept warm, every moment she stood by me while life wore us both down. But I couldn't look at her without seeing Avalon's face. I made an excuse. Emergency meeting. She just nodded and handed me my coat. I drove to the old hotel 3 blocks from our office. Room 414. It smelled like cheap perfume and betrayal. Avalon was already inside. We didn't sleep together. Not that night. We just held each other. Clothes still on. Shoes off. 2 guilty people lying side by side, breathing like we'd run marathons. I don't want to be her anymore, Avalon said. The one who waits for a husband who might not come home. I don't want to be him anymore either. So what are we doing, Jack? I didn't have an answer. All I knew was, I liked how her voice softened when she said my name. I liked how, when she cried, she didn't hide it. I liked how alive I felt when she touched my hand under the blanket. But I also knew what I was risking. Linda's forgiveness. My children's respect. My name. My peace. My soul. At 4 a.m., I slipped out of that room like a thief. Drove home in silence. The city was still sleeping. I wasn't. Linda was curled up on the couch. She hadn't gone to bed. "You smell like hotel soap," she said without opening her eyes. I didn't answer. She opened them. And the look she gave me. I still dream about it. Not anger. Not tears. Just, goodbye. Even before I spoke a word, she knew. I didn't sleep the next night. Or the night after that. The weight of guilt is like drowning in slow motion. You see the surface. You see light. But your body's too heavy to rise. Linda didn't say a word that morning. She made breakfast for the kids. Poured coffee like nothing was broken. But I saw it in her eyes, the silence wasn't peace. It was war waiting to explode. Avalon texted me. He found my phone. Saw the message. He knows. That afternoon, our whole world collapsed. Avalon's husband, Greg, showed up in the lobby. I was just walking in from lunch. He was waiting by the elevators, fists clenched, suit wrinkled, eyes red. "You son of a b********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** react. His fist met my face with a crack that echoed across the lobby marble. Security grabbed him before he could land another blow. I wiped blood from my mouth and locked eyes with Avalon across the room. She was crying. He was screaming. I was humiliated. And somewhere above us, maybe at home or in a bathroom stall or sitting alone in her car, my wife was probably breaking in half. I got suspended from work. Corporate didn't want the drama. 2 weeks. Without pay. Stay out of the press. That's all they said. When I got home, Linda was already packing. 1 suitcase. 1 duffel. No conversation. Where are you going? I asked, voice cracking like I was 13. To my sisters, she replied without looking at me. Linda, please. I need to explain. No, Jack. You need to shut up. She turned then. Finally looked me in the face. I begged you for attention. I begged you to put your phone down during dinner. I begged you to stop sleeping on the couch. And you gave everything I begged for, to her. Her voice didn't rise. It just cut. Deeper than any scream could have. I didn't sleep with her, I whispered, because it felt like the only thing left to say. Linda laughed, a bitter, tired, terrifying laugh. Do you think that makes it better? She left that night with the kids. Left behind her wedding ring on the kitchen table. I stared at it for hours. Avalon called. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The fantasy had rotted. The stolen moments, the breathless kisses, the danger, it all turned to ash when the people we loved had to carry the weight of what we'd done. 3 days later, Avalon showed up at my apartment. Her eyes were hollow. She'd moved into a hotel. I lost everything, Jack, she whispered. He took the house. My son won't speak to me. I keep thinking, was it even real? I didn't answer. Because the truth was, I didn't know anymore. All I knew was that we'd burned everything down to light one stolen flame. And now we were standing in the smoke, choking on it. I live alone now. 1-bedroom apartment on the east end of the city. It's quiet, too quiet. The walls don't echo with children's laughter anymore. No soft voice asking how my day was. No smell of Linda's cinnamon coffee in the morning. Just silence. And memory. It's been 6 months since the kiss in the stairwell. 6 months since I destroyed the only life I ever knew for something that felt like a spark, brief, wild, untamed. I thought it meant I was alive again. But what it really meant was, I'd been dead inside for a long time, and I mistook fire for love. Avalon and I tried to keep seeing each other for a little while after the fallout. We'd meet in her hotel room. Talk. Cry. Sometimes hold each other like two people clinging to the wreckage of a shipwreck. But love doesn't grow in the ruins of what you've burned. One day, she just stopped calling. I didn't chase her. Some things are too broken to fix. Linda filed for divorce last month. It was a simple filing. No court battle. No shouting. Just paperwork and silence. She asked for full custody. I didn't fight her. I see the kids on weekends now, every other one. I bring them home by 6 p.m. Kiss their cheeks, watch them walk away. My son doesn't look me in the eyes yet. My daughter still hugs me. But she's quieter now. As if she knows something, even if she doesn't understand it. I sat across from Linda a few weeks ago, at a neutral drop-off spot outside her sister's house. She looked stronger. Fiercer. Still tired, but different. I loved you so much, she said suddenly. I gave you all of me. You know that, right? I nodded. And you didn't even sleep with her before you broke us. That's what kills me. I swallowed hard. I know. It wasn't about sex, Jack. It was about choice. You chose her over me. Emotionally. In the moments that mattered. That's worse. She was right. You don't need a bed to cheat. Sometimes it happens in the spaces where love should be. In the words left unsaid. The hands you don't hold. The stairs you take to meet someone who isn't your wife. I think about that kiss in the stairwell every time I take the elevator now. Sometimes I hit the button for the 12th floor just to feel the ache rise up again. Not because I miss Avalon. I don't. Not really. I miss the man I was before. Before I started disappearing one decision at a time. To anyone listening to this, maybe you're on the edge of something right now. A feeling. A moment. A temptation. Let me be the ghost of your future if you choose wrong. Let me tell you, the fantasy feels good, for a moment. But the cost? The cost is your children's trust. Your partner's eyes never looking at you the same. Your own reflection, no longer recognizable. The cost is everything. Thank you to all my subscribers for being here. If you haven't yet, make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss stories like this, true, painful, and honest. And if this story struck a nerve, don't scroll past. Subscribe. Share. You're not alone in your mistakes. And sometimes, hearing the truth is what saves someone else. That's all the end.